Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be kind of straight to the point, my top 10 tea fragrances. If you guys are new here, please subscribe, give this video a thumbs up, and hit the notification bell. That way you'll know every time I release a new video. And we are just going to get right into it. No story time, no anything really, just tea scents. These actually are in order from 10 to 1, and I think there's a couple honorable mentions, but yeah, this is like the first time I'm actually doing a countdown video. So number 10 is Serge Lutin 5 o'clock au gingembre. This is a beautiful ginger tea. There's cinnamon in here as well. I find it quite masculine. I'm just gonna spray it here. Yeah, I'm just using like papers that I cut up because we're all facing shortages these days and I'm out of scent strips that I got from stores. So we're gonna have to make do with just papers. This opens up with bergamot and obviously tea, and then you can definitely smell the ginger in here along with various other spices. I can definitely smell the cinnamon as well. This is like my rainy day fragrance, but I think that this would work really well on a man. It's got that sort of fresh spiciness that works really well in men's fragrances, and so I would definitely recommend this for men as a tea scent. It's a very assertive tea fragrance. It's got a presence, it's got a spiciness, it's got a certain kick to it, you know what I mean? Yeah, I would almost say that the ginger in here is stronger than the tea note, but they're pretty balanced and all of the other spices are supporting notes. And there's like a teeny tiny bit of sweetness from honey, but it's very subtle. It's hardly there. A little bit of pepperiness. It smells almost like wet tea leaves. If you think of like wet tea leaves, that's kind of what it smells like. And if I had to say, the notes just say tea, but if I had to say, this smells more like a black tea to me than a green tea. It's just got that depth to it that a black tea would have. So that is my number 10, Serge Lutin, 5 o'clock au gingembre. My number 9 is Elizabeth Arden Green Tea Camellia. I have had the original green tea, like I grew up with the original green tea. I like the green tea lavender. There's a lot of variations. There's like constantly new ones coming out. But I like the camellia one specifically. The note of camellia isn't often talked about, but I found out about it when I got my favorite body cream, which is from the Body Shop, and it's called Japanese Camellia. It's from the Spa collection. And it's just my favorite body cream. Like, it's the best. And the scent is such a pretty, soft floral. Like, I don't know how to describe that specific floral. It's not overly aromatic. It's like almost like a touch aquatic-y, almost a little bit citrusy, very creamy at the same time. And I was searching for a fragrance that had camellia, and I found green tea camellia, and it has that specific note mixed with tea and citrus and like various other supporting notes. I can smell like a lot of florals in here. The reason why I like this is because it's not such a like punch in the face green tea as the original green tea is, where it almost smells like a body spray-ish. This one's more fragrant than that. I'm just gonna spray it again. I like it so much. In the opening, it's very lemony, but the lemon quickly subsides and then the florals come out and the tea comes out. And this one I find is on the more elegant feminine side of the green tea lineup. So I've really been liking this. I wore it a lot last spring. You can't really tell, but I did. I have a lot of fragrances. That's why you can't tell when I really wear them. But I did. Number 8 is going in a completely different tea direction, and it is a niche fragrance, and it's Unknown Pleasures by Kerosene. This is a cold weather tea scent. This is very sweet. I don't even need to spray it because it smells very strong just out of here. And if I spray it, my entire house is going to smell like this for days. So I'm gonna just refrain and smell it out of here. This fragrance is insanely long lasting. Insanely. It projects really well. Like 2 sprays is already more than enough with this one. And it smells like a sweet, creamy Earl Grey tea with like waffles. Like, it really smells like a London fog tea. I say Earl Grey because I'm just used to Earl Grey, but technically it's a London fog because it has the creaminess and the sweetness. with waffles. It's very gourmand, it's very dense, it's very sweet, and it's amazing for cold weather. Like, I want to eat this. It's so good. It's just like, it's a delicious dessert that I want to take to my face. It's amazing. So yeah, that's my cold weather tea scent, Unknown Pleasures by Kerosene. Number 7 is Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Tea Asura. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm suspecting that this is discontinued because I can't find this online anywhere. I mentioned this in a previous video, and when I tried to find the link for it, I could hardly find it anywhere. I think I did end up finding an Amazon link, but it's really hard to find now. So I'm suspecting that it's discontinued. So we'll give it a spray. It's a very smooth tea. Like it smells more like a green tea to me, and it has citrus in there, and it has musk. The musk is quite noticeable. It's a clean musk. It's very fresh smelling. It's very like shower fresh, very, very clean, a little bit herbaceous. There's chamomile in here. So think of like a very subtle, smooth chamomile tea, not the medicinal kind. It's really, really beautifully blended with the citrus and the musk. And so I really love Tea Asura. It is decent lasting on me. I know a lot from the Aqua Allegoria line don't actually last very long, but I find that I get a good 4 hours out of this one. Like, it's decent, and usually if you can find this, it's usually about $40 or $50. I'm talking Canadian dollars, but it's fairly reasonably priced. You get like a nice large bottle. It's 100 ml. Actually, it's 125 milliliters. So yeah, it's a good size. It's a good price for this size. So that is my number 7, Guerlain Aqua Allegoria Tea Asura. On the number 6 spot is Jo Malone Earl Grey and Cucumber. This smells just like a really good cup of Earl Grey tea. Like a very like bergamot dense Earl Grey. There's a lot of bergamot in the opening. And actually, I don't think that there's an actual tea note in here, but because Earl Grey is black tea infused with bergamot, then you get that feel from this fragrance, even though there's not technically a tea note, but there is angelica in here, which adds a bit of bitterness, which gives you that tea vibe without actually having a tea note. The cucumber in here really freshens it up, and there's also honey, and there's also beeswax in here, which I think is responsible for the powderiness when it dries down, because I love the opening of this fragrance. It's amazing. And then at the very end, like just when it's just a skin scent, it becomes powdery in a slightly obnoxious way to me. Just like almost like baby powder in a way, and it's a little bit too much. You can't tell in the opening at all, but there's something in here that becomes a little bit too baby powdery-ish, and I'm thinking it's the beeswax. But I do really like it. I know a lot of people on Fragrantica say that it doesn't last, but I actually find that this is one of the few Jo Malones that has pretty good longevity. I'll get a good 6 to 7 hours out of this one, but about 4 or 5 hours in, it turns into that very, very powdery scent. And especially on clothing, that powderiness tends to really come out. So if you guys really like powdery scents, you will probably like this. But yeah, it's regardless of the dry down, I really love this. And that's Earl Grey and Cucumber from Jo Malone. That's my number 6. Number 5 is Givenchy Ange Démon Le Secret. And this is the Eau de Parfum. This one I got in an amazing Kijiji haul. I have a video on that, so I'll link it up here. It's a beautiful, like, here, I'll spray it first. It's so yummy. It's like a beautiful lemony tea scent with red berries, like cranberries. But it's like a sweet cranberry. Like, imagine like those sugared cranberries. Like, I'm Eastern European, and in like our deli stores, we have these sugared cranberries. It's literally like a cranberry that's like encrusted in powdered sugar. And that's what this kind of smells like. This is that kind of cranberry. If you guys know what I'm talking about, leave me a comment down below, because I want to know who else knows about these powdered cranberries that I'm talking about. Yeah, those are the main notes that I can smell. I'm sure there's other supporting notes. There's probably a little bit of woodiness in here. There's probably cedar or something like a little bit musky. I think there's a little bit of patchouli in here, but it's so subtle. Yeah, it's kind of sexy, you know, like it's like a sexy tea scent, I'd say. And I don't smell a similarity between this and I have Ange Démon Le Parfum. I don't smell the similarity between them at all. So I'd say this is like its own fragrance, but it is really, really good. It's one of my favorite tea scents. So on the number 5 spot, Givenchy Ange Démon Le Secret, and this is the Eau de Parfum. On the number 4, and this was really, really like close between Ange Démon Le Secret and this one. It's Elizabeth Arden White Tea. And the only reason that this is on the number 4 spot is because I've had it for longer and I've worn it more. So I felt that it was fair to put this on the number 4 because I've had more time with it. And I know I love it, but I think that it will quickly be dethroned. So spray it. This is very, very clean. It's a very clean, crisp tea scent. It's very like, people say this is like a white shirt tea scent. And it's like, imagine wearing a fresh white shirt just straight out of the laundry, like a very linen fresh type of scent. And actually, I find that this is almost identical with Bulgari Eau Parfumée Eau Thé Blanc. They are almost the same. They are both basically on the number 4 spot, except that I have only a small sample of this. But I will say that the Elizabeth Arden White Tea opens up a little bit more herbaceous. It has a little bit more of that herbal scent, which eventually subsides, and then it's just a very clean, crisp tea scent, whereas this one doesn't have so much of the herbaceous opening. So they're performance-wise about the same. I've tested them side by side. If anything, I'd say white tea lasts a tiny bit longer, but I do personally prefer the opening of this a little bit. The dry downs are basically identical to my nose. So yeah, check out either one of these. Number 4 spot, Elizabeth Arden White Tea and Bulgari Eau Parfumée Eau Thé Blanc. On the number 3 spot, I have Okcha, and the fragrance is called Ludic. So the brand is Okcha and the fragrance is Ludic. And this is, I guess, a dupe for Eau de Memo. So I bought this because I got an email from the company that I usually buy my fragrance oils from. I'll link my fragrance oils video up here and down below. But they, I guess, came out with their own brand. So I buy most of my fragrance oils from Oil Perfumery, and then I got an email about, I guess, a partner company called Okcha, and there was like a promo going on, and there was a discount code. So I bought this and one other one, and at first not realizing that it was a dupe. And then I smelled it and I did some research, and I've never smelled Eau de Memo before, but anyway, this is an extrait de parfum, so it's much stronger concentration. It's a really beautiful tea scent with leather. It's completely unisex. It's a very subtle, smooth, but a little bit smoky leather in there. And the tea is a very fresh tea. So that juxtaposition works extremely well in this fragrance. I've never smelled Eau de Memo, but I imagine it might even be better. Let me know if you guys have tried Eau de Memo. What do you think of it? But I love this. The longevity is incredible. The projection's really good. It lasts me a good 8-9 hours at least. On clothing, it'll last forever until you wash it off. It's very, very smooth. That leather, it's more like a suede. It's more like a soft, smoky suede with citrus and tea, and it's a beautiful blend. So if you guys want to check that out, that's Ludic. That's completely unsponsored. I just happened to buy it because I was interested. So that is on my number 3 spot. On my number 2, Yves Saint Laurent Manifesto L'Éclat. This is like the original Manifesto, but more green, a little bit more tart. I find this one is very versatile. I think it works in cold weather. It works in warm weather. It's got a really nice tart, like black currant sort of note in there with tea. The tea is what really, for me, differentiates this from the original Manifesto. It makes it a lot more interesting, a little bit greener, a little bit more fresh and intriguing. It's still got that fluffiness from the vanilla. It almost has like a marshmallowy soft feel. And the tea just adds a little extra je ne sais quoi. You know what I mean? It's really beautiful. It's one of my absolute favorite fragrances. I have this as like a dumb reach, especially for some reason in the colder months. This is my dumb reach. Like when I'm chilling at home, I go for this. When I'm going to the office, I go for this. When I'm like going out and I don't know what to wear, I go for this. It's just super versatile and I got a lot of wear out of it. I went through a full sample of Manifesto before I got the L'Eclat. And I only got the L'Eclat because it was on sale. It was like cheaper than the original Manifesto and I like it so much more. I don't know why. It's like they smell almost the same, but such a small difference makes me like it so much more. Anyway, that is my number 2, Manifesto L'Eclat by Yves Saint Laurent. And my number 1, Il Profumo Fleur de Bambou, my recent acquisition, my recent amazing discovery. I am obsessed with this. I did a whole video on it. I will throw a card up here for that. I love it so much. It's a very opens up very sweet, creamy, banana-esque, but it's got a really beautiful tea with bamboo. It's a little bit aquatic-y. It's like, I've never smelled anything quite like this. It just makes me smile every time I smell this. I think it would be great on men, on women, on anybody. It's just such a versatile scent. I think it's a great spring, summer scent. I don't know if I would reach for it in the colder months, but maybe, who knows? I know I'm definitely going to be reaching for this a lot in the spring and summer. It's just so yummy. It's very uplifting. It's very smooth, creamy, sweet, fresh, like all of those things combined. It's got a very, very slight aquatic nuances. It has lotus and water lily, but I would say that it's mainly a bamboo and tea scent. I don't know what gives it that banana-ish creaminess, that subtle sweetness, but there's the way that all the notes interconnect together. It's such a beautiful result. So this is it's just an amazing find. No one ever talks about this and I have no idea why. I'm so happy that I discovered it and I really urge you guys to go and give this a sniff because it's so good. And that's my number 1, Fleur de Bambou from Il Profumo. And I found this at Saks, but I bought it at Raffinade Perfumery. They just have a really good price on it, but I don't recommend blind buying. So those are all of my favorite tea scents. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Please comment down below and let me know what your favorite tea scent is. And please subscribe if you haven't already. I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.